On today's Saturday Doobie Feature, the world's #1 movie and marijuana show in the world,
universe,
we are talking about Return of the Jedi, concluding our famous trilogy. Hey guys, welcome back to the Saturday Doobie Feature, the world's #1 movie and marijuana show in the universe. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm Byron.
In the world's universe galaxy.
And we are talking about Return of the Jedi today.
Even in a galaxy far, far away, the Saturday Doobie Feature remains
the farthest of
the world's greatest #1 movie and marijuana show in the world. Shout out to Zen Noho again for that fabulous De Niro from last week. We had a little bit left over, so we packed it again. We're talking about Return of the Jedi. We're going to conclude our trilogy. Like I said, we're going to... I think people have been waiting to see how this was all going to wrap up. I think...
It was a utter suspense, really. All the waiting and...
The waiting's the hardest part. Shout out Todd Petty, R.I.P. The Return of the Jedi kind of lauded as a fun time. But again, like we were saying... We're talking with this nostalgia eye. We're not really talking about people who are seeing it for the first time.
No.
After the heights of Empire Strikes Back, kind of hard to recapture the magic on the third go around. You have the heights of breaking up the Death Star at the end of A New Hope. You got the craziness of introducing Yoda and Boba Fett and everything in Empire, and then you kind of really capitalize on all of it in Jedi. And some people kind of think that it didn't fully make its mark
as it should have.
As it should have, maybe, But that's not saying it's a... No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm a Jedi defender. I love Ewoks. I've always loved Ewoks as a child. That's kind of like the original prequel thing, Like...
Yeah, before Jar Jar.
Kids used to love the Ewoks, and original people who saw the trilogy were like, get these kids out of here. It's not for you. It's not for you, kids.
A lot of things going into this movie. Harrison Ford maybe didn't even want to be in. It was hard getting him back for the third one for sure.
Well, like, let me do Harrison Ford voice. Like we were saying last week, he was an even greater star than possibly anyone could have conceived. And he didn't necessarily... I'm sorry, I won't do it. He didn't sign up for 2 movies, so he didn't sign up for 2 sequels. So, getting him to come back and convincing him to come back, he wanted to have a little bit more leeway with the character. He thought it should have been a self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Maybe rightfully so he kind of got his comeuppance.
Yeah.
As you could say with The Force Awakens,
Lucas was just like, nah, my guy, fuck out of here.
He's like, sorry, man. We might do a 4th one of these. Can't do that.
Not yet.
See, that's kind of what...
Which was good.
That's kind of what Jedi is too. It's like playing it a little too safe because it was a commodity at this point. So they didn't really, I think they didn't want to take the chances that Empire necessarily took because they had to be a little bit safer with their investment. This was Lucas's personal money that he put into actually funding this movie.
But he didn't want to direct it.
No.
That's the thing.
No.
So he's definitely more concerned, like hovering concerned with it.
Well, he knew. I mean, so who? Like, I was looking at the list of people who were going to direct the movie. Like, David Lynch was possibly thought to direct Return of the Jedi. And then David Cronenberg. It's like the only other David that probably could have been a weirder choice.
Yeah.
2 Davids. And they went with, what's his face? I have a Richard Marquand.
Quand.
Kind of weird, Kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I don't want to say it has like a made-for-TV vibe, but it's got this like pale vibe to it.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like, maybe the script wasn't done yet, and so like they had a rough draft of it, but it really wasn't done, and maybe they finished it halfway, then had to do a couple rewrites, so maybe that's why the tone changes throughout the movie sometimes.
And not even just like the tone, but just like the action scenes themselves. It's like you're comparing like the battle on Hoth to the like a speeder bike chase, or you're comparing it to like the battle on Endor, which was kind of like their statement about Vietnam at the time. Like, of course the Ewoks are gonna have an upper hand, it's their home territory. They're smart, little jub guys, you know. But then people are saying like it's kind of ridiculous that they could take down the whole empire. It's not like the Ewoks took down the whole empire themselves.
Oh, they fucking did.
They were just a distraction to the whole,
did.
piece. Shout out to Raw Garden,
Listen,
sweet
man,
and sour cherry
I didn't
wine.
see the rebels at any point have like some mechanism through the trees that would break the fucking AT walkers or whatever. Like,
well, they had all the cool. They have AT-ATs and stuff like that. Oh, the rebels didn't. Sorry. Yeah. Well, they could trip them though. They got tripwires.
Where were the rocket launchers at, huh? Where were the grenades? Where were the detonators? Where were the thermal bombs, huh? Where were they? Nowhere. Ewoks took down the Empire by themselves, single-handedly.
It starts to get confusing after 3 episodes. Who are the rebels? Who is the Empire? Are the rebels just going to become an empire?
Who's good? Who's bad? Like,
crazy resources though. Like when you think about it, like
what is
like
this?
why
like,
does
what is Star Wars?
Like,
you know?
why does the Empire even have an economy to make these like gigantic ships in the first place?
Like, how's Star Wars government? We already know how's their government.
Well, they
how's
have.
their
You know they have a
politics,
government
you know?
because they have the council, Senate, the Senate.
Not yet.
I'm the Senate. That's what he says. But the point being, so that's kind of what's funny too, is that like you have all this action and everything builds up to essentially the Emperor throwing Darth Vader down a well, and that's kind of like how everything kind of gets wrapped
Darth
up at
Vader,
the end.
you mean Darth Vader throwing the Emperor down? Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry, reverse it, switch it.
So
It's almost like I'm high. I don't know.
are we high? What is this shit?
But point being that like that's was that anticlimactic at the time for people where they were like really expecting this like crazy great battle? And he's like, yeet, yeet, yeah, yeet. And then they're celebrating and doing the dance and they give the medals to everybody and then
Man, I hope
it leaves you wanting more a little bit.
I hope they
think.
do something right there where they make a cut just right here and they just. That'd be awesome.
Kind of leaves you wanting more though.
Yeah.
I think.
I was satisfied with how it ended. I would have been satisfied if it ended right there altogether. Just
What do you
saying.
mean? With
Nope.
just without the medal scene.
Without 4, 5, and 6. I mean, without 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Just have it 4, 5, 6. But then I
Without-
take that back because then, well, they would have done the Clone Wars series without maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like it gave a lot of groundwork for that, but I think that like if you're comparing it to the prequels, it was just from a different time. 20 years later, it's okay to have an idea and be like, oh, I want to expand on this and whatever. But again, it didn't capture the magic of what made the original, Darth Vader cool, and it wasn't necessarily something that made a lot of people happy at the time. But did people want? I think people wanted more Star Wars back in the 80s. In '83 when this came out, I think people definitely wanted prequels. I don't think they knew what a prequel was at the time.
No.
It was a prequel. Leave it in the comments. Were there prequels in the 80s? I wasn't there. I don't know.
I wasn't there, so y'all can tell me. I don't fucking know.
What's your favorite seed? Favorite character?
Obviously Han. Favorite character.
Yeah, you got a Han on for that guy. Talking about boners.
Let's see. I had the ending scene, the fight between Darth Vader and Luke.
Yeah. I think Sarlacc pit. Sarlacc pit. Boba Fett getting his a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But just like that whole standoff was really tense and cool.
The infamous fake kick where he misses, but he still hits him, apparently.
It's a rocket malfunction, dude. His rocket, he goes to hit the rocket, and he does it, and that's really what it is. That's kind of what's cool about the details in the movie themselves. Like, people think, like, Boba Fett's just an idiot who falls into the pit. He tried. They show it,
Such a... But, comment below, do you think he survived? Yeah,
Did he survive? Yeah, but that's again, hindsight's 2020. You can always try to make a cooler theory out of it. The same people who were like, "Oh, Jar Jar Binks should have been a Sith master." Like, yeah, now that's a cool idea now, but I don't think anyone at the time was that smart. I always say, if I was just half as smart and funny as the top comment on Reddit, I'd be a rich man, you know? Shout out again, Zen Noho. Thank you for this fine cannabis. Do you want us to watch the prequels? Let us know. Comment below. Share with your friends. If enough people ask us, do you not want to watch the prequels that bad? Is that what's gonna happen right now?
You said fucking prequels again.
Ah! You gotta do the, yeah, you can't just, okay. Listen, from everyone at Hollywood Redux, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to, oh wow, you cut my fingers off, I think. Thank you guys. Instagram, Just Gentile, Justin_Gentile on Twitter.
I am Byron at _Lord.
I guess we'll never know. At the Derrick Scott shout out. We'll see you guys next time.